Welcome back to McCaffrey Farms here in the Eastern Plains of Colorado. My name's Alan, and today we're going to be getting the 8960 going with the field cultivator. Got a decent amount of ground worked with it. I know it's been a while once again since I posted videos, but I just didn't have time to edit them. Then I kept running into problems with the files. Different ones would be missing, and it completely ruined everything in my opinion. Don't know why it happened, but gonna try and get started again. Hopefully I can start doing better, but things are looking pretty good. Fall crops looking pretty darn good, especially the milo. Did have some hail come through. Dad's circle got knocked down a little bit, stripped up and beat up. See that here in a little bit, and then towards the end of the video show you mine, and throughout the video I might go by some of mine, but it is what it is. Everything's still going to be harvestable. Could have been worse, but otherwise everything's looking phenomenal, and we're getting closer to harvest. Hopefully we can make it there and have some decent crops. Prices are okay, and we'll go from there. But for now, let's get to the video, and thank you for watching. If you enjoy the video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. So we had some Max Impact, the foliar feed that we are going to put on the hay grazer, but Justin had to quit. Today is August 4th. It's been a little while since the last video. Once again, I had problems with the video clips, but this last week we had fields that have gotten 4 inches of rain. There was one like 25th or 26th or something of July that wasn't, everything basically got an inch, maybe inch and a half, depending on which field you're at. And then the Wednesday after that, we had a couple fields get 3 inches of rain, 2.5 inches of rain. It was ridiculous. It's nice, but we wanted to get that Max Impact put on before the rain, but we weren't able to, and this is what we're dealing with now, which is fine, more than fine. I have no problem dealing with mud, but that's where we're at there. We are, oil's good. We are going to be taking this tractor down with the field cultivator so we can work a couple fields. We did pull the field cultivator once over some of the ground. One of the fields that I'm going to be doing is what we used it on. The weeds aren't very big on it. We want to try and save a little bit of moisture. This won't work near as much moisture out, but we're also kind of trying to not use the sweep a whole lot, because currently it is extremely hard to get sweep blades. And Dad is going to Elkhart, Kansas sweep blades, because that's the closest that anyone had them. I don't know what's going on and why they're so hard to find all of a sudden, but they are. But we're gonna be pulling this today. I got greased up and everything last night. Gonna go down there. Everything is looking pretty darn good. We went by one of the milo fields on Dad's. It's the second to last that we planted. My goodness, it looks awesome. Looking pretty good. My stuff looks ugly, but it looks a lot better. A week ago, roughly, had that storm come through that everything got 3 inches of rain. They're perfect line, real little hailstorm, went right over all my stuff. Most of it didn't get hit too bad, but there were a couple fields that that morning looked very, very ugly, but the quarter of Milo's heading out really well. It looks like it should still be pretty good. What might save the corn is it wasn't tasseling or putting an ear on yet. So that's the only hope I have on that. The millet is looking pretty good, so I don't think I'm gonna have terrible crops on it. We'll just have to see once we get out in it, but they're starting to look better. Most of Dad's didn't get hit. The county line corn circle did. I obviously lost a little bit of yield with the hail, but his was kind of the same way. It was tasseled out and had some ears, so I don't know. We'll see where it goes when we get to picking it this fall. A few weeks ago when we pulled the field cultivator the first time over some of the dryland ground, is we used the 8400 because Dad was also using this to sweep. However, there's only one of us here right now. We're going to be needing the 8400 on the disc because there's one field of Dad's that we didn't get to, and now the stickers are really bad on it. I've never seen stickers grow that tall. It was the last field we were going to be getting to, and this front left tire, which we knew this was going to happen, it got a bunch of slits in it, cracks. They're very weathered tires when we bought this tractor, and we knew that. For instance, one of the cab filters in here said, and sometime in 2014, like summer of 2014, this tractor had 8,900 hours on it. We bought it in May of 21 with 9,100. So he used it some, enough to keep the motor working good. That's terrible on motors when they just sit there not running, but he used it some to kind of keep it breathing, keep it alive. But I do think those tires got a lot more weathered than what they would have, because there was still some decent lugs on them, but we knew it was going to be time. Unfortunately, it happened to where we weren't able to get down to that last field before it rained, and now it's pretty out of hand. So we're going to have to disc some of the stickers up, because if we just try and sweep it or use this, it's going to be rougher than heck. So that's what the plan is with the 8400, and then if we get that done, still have a few more fields we want to field cultivate, we'll put it back on the 84, put this on the sweep, and we can go from there. But I'm gonna get a wrench so I can adjust the depth on that. We might have to go a touch deeper with this, but I'm gonna get that, then we're gonna head down and look at a couple fields on the way, because there's a few we're unsure if we can use a field cultivator on or not, so we're gonna look at them. Some nice looking tires. We got some Hercules. I think this is the first time we've used the Ag Hercules tires, but we got Hercules tires on a couple of pickups. They're good tires. These were pretty well priced compared to some of like the Michelins and Firestones. I think some of them were $1,900, $2,000 higher, and these were like $1,600. So I guess we'll see how well they last. Like I said, we've always had good luck with Hercules tires, so hopefully the Ag tires are also pretty good. I got my wrench, so let's go work some ground. All right, just going by Dad's circle down here. Like I said, looks ugly, but it still looks pretty good. Mostly leaf damage that we have on this. It's by far still definitely good enough to take to harvest, so we're gonna do that. Hopefully it still makes somewhat decent. We'll have to see. I was really hoping we could have seen what it would have did, because it looked pretty good. But here in a little bit I'll be going by my stuff, and I'll just kind of show you that, and then some of Dad's. most of Dad's didn't get hit too hard, just this circle, and then there's the 256 acre strips of milo that we had. The north one got beat up more. The south one, right along some of my stuff, it doesn't look great, but it's still hanging in there. Like I said, for the hail that we got, everything still looks pretty good. It could be a lot worse. It could have totaled the crops, but it didn't. Everything should still need harvested, which is good. There'll just be a little bit of a yield loss. So on the east side is the Circle of Prozo millet. It was the first one I drilled. It came up pretty quick. It didn't look near as good because it got heat stressed and started kind of burning up, and I think it got hit a little more. There are still quite a few heads coming, so it could still be halfway decent. The other two look great. They look really well. Here's the Circle of Corn. It looks really ugly, but like I said, it wasn't tasseled or putting ears out, so it might still make a little bit. I'll just have to see. It'd be nice to still get even 15 off of it. I mean, I figured if this would have even made it to harvest, it would have been a success. I would have loved to see what it would have did because it looked pretty decent. The 30 acres of corn over there still looks pretty good. It probably more like Dad's. You can still tell that it has been corn. Just it didn't get stripped up quite as much and is the same way. It was looking better than that anyways. I don't know what worked better or differently over there, but it looked really good. And then coming up on this quarter of my milo, when I first looked at it, it was absolutely hideous, and it still is. If you can see, you can kind of, I don't know if the camera would be able to tell it, you can see down the rows most of the way a decent amount. And this stuff, for the most part, once you actually got out into the back and forth rows, it had a full canopy on it and was looking pretty good. It still looks really good. The heads that are coming look pretty good, and they look to be decent size. It's not going to be our best milo field, but it is going to be decent. Like I said, it just kind of looks ugly. Hopefully it still makes a decent amount. Looks like it could still make 40, but it's hard to say. And the 100 acres over there, it didn't get stripped up near as bad, and it's a lot farther along. It's sandier over there, and there's just kind of something about sorghum and sand that, I don't know. It looks really good. It's been headed out. It was heading out a lot longer before this, so it's almost, I think, kind of starting to turn red. Like I said, it could have been a lot worse. I could have no crops to be harvesting, but as of now, I think it's just everything's gonna need to be cut. It's just gonna have a little bit of a yield loss, so it is what it is. But otherwise, everything else of Dad's is looking awesome. I don't think he really had any other damage than these two fields and the corn, but everything else is looking good. The feed is looking pretty good, especially hopefully here in the next few days we can finish getting the fertilizer applied and it should really take off. But it's looking good, so we're gonna go work some dirt now. I'm glad I saw that. I didn't hit any tires with it, but this is like the 5th one we found of these. I think it's from the old Flex King sweep that we used to use. Because we lost some and we've been finding a bunch of them. Trying to pick them up so that way we don't ruin a brand new set of tires. I don't know how many more we're gonna find, but at least we're finding them. Earlier in the video I mentioned we had a lot of rain this week, this last week or so. This is something that I've not had to do in a very long time, and that is farm around mud holes and water holes. I can't remember the last time I had to do that. Not complaining. I'm perfectly fine with that. But there hasn't been too many. There's been 2 or 3 like this that there's not water in them, but definitely still too wet to go through. So just having the farm roundup for now, and in a while we'll probably have to come back and fill them in and redo them, and it'll be annoying, but I'm just glad that we at least got moisture for once, and hopefully it sticks around for a little while and we keep getting some rain. Supposedly we have another round of monsoon weather coming. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. It would sure be nice to get a little bit more and keep the Milo and corn going good and finish it off strong, but I guess we'll see how that goes. But here in a little bit I think Dad's going to be coming to pick me up, because the field that we didn't get to, we're going to disc around it, and I think he's getting the tractor ready and is about done. And he's got a fire meeting tonight, so we need to make sure there's a vehicle down here somewhere between one of us. That way he can get to his meeting. But for now, just gonna keep working on this field. Got a decent amount of it done. Should be able to get it done tonight depending on how things go. We'll see, but going good for now. Look at that nice, beautiful Milo. Having strips like these where we have 6 strips set up on the same line is really nice. It's awesome. It makes it so much nicer. This Milo, this is section 21 where we rent the full section. We have 2 strips, both 107 acres. They didn't get quite as beat up as 5 and 8 to the north and where my stuff is, but they got stripped up some. It's headed out quite a bit, but if you look out in it, you can still see a lot of heads that are just now opening up, and plenty more to come. So far, fall harvest is looking like it could be pretty decent. Obviously, we still got a long ways to go. Plenty of stuff can still happen, but these strips are looking way better than last year. Last year, I don't know what happened. We didn't get enough rain on these ones and our chemical didn't activate or what, but last year we just had a huge mess of weeds on the strips that we're working now. But this year, significantly better. It's other than right here where it's a little thin for some reason. You look out across it, it looks pretty nice. This still has a pretty dang decent canopy on it even after the hail. So this is a strip that we put 2 different varieties in. I almost think you can see a little bit of a difference in the heads, but it's probably just my mind playing games on me. But we're gonna try and see. This here is the first stuff we planted, and then the south half is a variety we wanted to plant, but they couldn't get enough bags, and so we're splitting it down the middle roughly, and where we can have a rough idea on the yield. With the 9770, we're gonna cut up and down the rows that split it and see might not be much of a difference, might be a huge difference. The other variety, the Pioneer Seed salesman said it's supposed to tiller out more and put more plants out, and hopefully that should make your crop better. But we're gonna test it out because, I mean, both varieties are looking great, but so far some of the fields that got the second variety that's supposed to be better look a lot better. Might just be some different rains or different ground, who knows. But I think just looking at it, we're probably definitely going to try and get more of that second variety that we planted. But this is still going to be great Milo. I mean, there's some huge heads out there, still plenty to come. So far it's looking decent. Prices are still okay. I think Milo's still around like $5.50 or something, which not as good as it was. It hit $7 for a little bit, but $5.50 is still better than some of the first few years we grew Milo. So looking like a pretty decent crop and a halfway decent price. Should be good. But I just have to go around the field twice and I'll be done with this one. I'm about halfway down on the first round, so I don't have too much longer to go. But we are, I don't know how much more I'll do. It's 7 o'clock. I don't need to go get Dad. He said he got what he wanted to do done, and he thinks what he did on the stickers is good enough now. So far it's going decent. Got quite a bit done. Got roughly 120 or something. I can't remember for sure what the first field is. Then another 50 and 107 on this. So pretty good day. And I think we can still do a decent amount with this. I don't know if we'll necessarily need to run the 8400. We might still do it, just get it done a little quicker. But going good. So for the most part, after the storm, Milo does look pretty good, but as you can see, we're a tad bit wet right here. I don't think we're gonna be able to cut that this fall. Otherwise though, for as ugly as this field looked after it got hailed on, it's looking pretty dang good. I honestly think some of the leaves have kind of bounced back, and it started heading out a lot more recently. I never would have guessed it would have looked this good after that hail. It was bad. It sucked for the first day or two, not gonna lie. But now it's looking pretty good. This corn circle up here isn't the greatest. It is what it is. Hopefully it'll still make a little bit, that'd be nice. The other 30 acres still looks pretty good, but a lot better than what it could have been. That's all I can say really right now. And the two millet circles over there look pretty dang good. This one, I'm gonna stop at and look at it real quick. It's still putting on heads. It's a little weedier. It's got a lot of sunflowers in it. I don't know why the sunflowers are so bad, but they are. Other than the sunflowers, there's not a whole lot of weeds out there. I haven't used an ounce of chemical on any of this millet yet, which is awesome. A lot cheaper that way. But this was the first circle of millet that I planted, and it came up really quick. Started looking really good, but then I think the time interval when it came up and everything, it started getting really stressed, started burning up. We got an inch of rain on it before the hail, and it really greened back up. And then the hail came, and where it was shorter, it got beat up more. But I mean, there's still a lot of heads there just now starting. It's just gonna be a little challenging to cut. Definitely gonna have to straight cut this one. Have to spray it out, which would be good with the sunflowers. I mean, it's coming back really well. Hopefully there should be enough moisture, and it's a little drier than I'd like. We'll see. Supposed to get some rain showers this weekend, I think. I'm not holding much hope out for this one, and maybe it'll still do great. I don't know, it's hard to tell. I haven't done millet before. Dad did proso a while ago. He did a little bit, but if I was born yet, I was very young, because I don't remember it. I don't even know if Justin remembers it, but this is new to me. And I mean, I have some uncles that they've done it, but I don't know what this one will be like. This will definitely be too short to swath and pick up, but I don't know, maybe it still has a little bit of hope. You can see a whole bunch of heads that had already came out. Probably you can see some seeds that must have started, but I don't know if the plants that these came from, like this one, I don't know where it came from. I don't know. I doubt the heads will regrow, and maybe they will. There was a decent amount of heads out here when it got hailed, and there's a lot of heads out here still, so maybe it can regrow the head. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what this one does. The other two look pretty great. Might be a chance I can swath those and pick them up. We'll see. Hopefully I can keep from using chemical on those to spray kill it. But we'll see where it goes in the next month. But especially this circle, all of it looks way better than I ever expected with how bad the hail was. I just hope there's enough moisture, and if we can get some more here in the next few days, carry the millet out and get a good crop on it, especially for being off of CRP. I wasn't expecting much of anything that I planted into CRP, and it's looking good. Would have been nice if it wouldn't have got hailed, but it is what it is. Looking way better than I ever expected. This corn still looks a little ugly, but it's getting better, so hopefully it'll still do something. But as for now, that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Gonna make them a little shorter, a little less talking. Probably didn't do very good on that part, but as for now, that's going to be all. See where it picks up and what we're doing after this. Who knows? We'll see. But for now, that's all. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy the video, be sure to give it a like. And if you're enjoying the channel, be sure to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Other than that, we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.